Ted Brooks with the Sports Profits, and welcome back to another NFL Divisional breakdown. We just broke down the NFC South. If you didn't see it, check it out. It's behind us in the back there. And we're going to be breaking down next the NFC North and the NFC West. But right now, we're going to be breaking down the NFC East. So, if you want all these breakdowns, but more importantly, if you want the prop bets that are going to come in over-under on record totals, and then who we think's going to win the division, make sure you watch through the whole video. And if you want to take part of the 65% winning we're doing on our free game releases on the year, go and subscribe to the YouTube right now. Turn your notifications on. You don't even have to go anywhere. There's a button right there, subscribe. Guys, please subscribe. It gives us what we need to keep these videos coming to you. It gives us the love in our heart, and that's really why we do this. So we love you guys. Last year, the Cowboys were supposed to be the star of the show. However, their MVP hopeful quarterback, Dak Prescott, got knocked out early on. So we have to really look and see what happened here. You had the Eagles. They sucked. They were in shambles all year. They're a freaking mess of a team. You got, guys, the Washington Redskins. Who would have thought that they would be the ones pulling it out and getting it done? And yes, I am going to call them the Redskins. If you don't like it, you're on the wrong page. I can tell you that right now. You're going to want to find another page because we're only going to get louder and we're only going to get crazier as the years go on. I can tell you that right now. So, the Redskins with their quarterback carousel, Ohio State alumni Haskins, he didn't work out. Alex Smith, he came from the return from the gruesome leg injury. Taylor Heineke played for them a little bit, now sitting as their backup behind the bearded one, the Ivy Leaguer, Ryan Fitzpatrick. If you want my opinion on it, the Dolphins never should have benched Tua. They should have let Fitzpatrick play. They had a winning record. They were doing well. Benching Tua did absolutely nothing positive for the Miami Dolphins, if you ask me. They should have kept the man with possibly the highest football IQ besides Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers in the league right now. The big brain, Ryan Fitzpatrick. I'm fired up right now. I don't even know why. But anyway, because I guess NFL's coming and it's fun. It's good stuff. Now, if you look at Fitzpatrick, he's been given the keys, as a friend of mine said earlier, the keys to a sports car. You got first-round picks all over the place, Terry McLaurin and others, solid offensive line behind a very solid offensive line, and you have a nice runner, Antonio Gibson, who we believe can get the job done. He's been highly touted. He had an impressive rookie year last year. And you have tight end, who used to be quarterback for Virginia Tech, Logan Thomas. Scary defense. Reuben Foster, not there this year. Coming back this year. All of their pieces, if they can stay injury-free, they can be pretty damn solid. And we're looking at the over-under wins for the Washington Redskins, and we're going over 8.5 wins for Washington. Over 8.5 wins for Washington. But this is a division that they could win with 8 wins, but we're going over 8.5. And their main competition this year in the division is the Dallas Cowboys. Now, the Dallas Cowboys, they just missed the playoffs. They had Andy Dalton starting last year, quarterback Prescott with that brutal injury. I believe they would have made the playoffs with Dak. Let's see what happens this year. Back to business. Their offensive line ended up being an issue last year. Some of their all-pro caliber starters were out. They should have Smith and Collins back this year, but they will not have Zach Martin. That should be a little bit of a setback for them, but with Ezekiel Elliott back there, the main receiving core and Dak Prescott all starting, we should think that they should get the job done. They were solid on defense last year. They were good at the linebacker position. Keanu Neal, Micah Parsons. Now, if you have this year some solid competition for the Washington Redskins in the Dallas Cowboys, we expect it to be close. But, like I said, the only prop we put out so far is Redskins Redskins over 8.5 wins. Now, let's go third to the New York Football Giants. The one bright spot, they have a couple bright spots, but one bright spot, flashes of greatness, but also flashes of awfulness. Daniel Jones. We will see, and we will keep an eye on him and see what happens with him. But like I said, flashes of greatness, flashes of awfulness. Interesting and worrisome, in my opinion, preseason this year. Saquon Barkley returning. This is the big question mark. Saquon, as I told you before, Christian McCaffrey, we gave him in the last video as a plus 800 to win Comeback Player of the Year. Saquon Barkley is plus 700, but not so fast. He's coming off of a rough injury. He's going to be out for this opening game against the Broncos, and I'm not so sure about him just yet. The Giants have more highlights right now on the defensive side of the ball. Very impressive defensive backfield. You have Bradbury had a top-tier year last year. Young stud Jabril Peppers in a trade with the Browns. They have Logan Ryan, first-round draft pick, Adoree Jackson, former first-round draft pick, all starting right now. It's going to be tough to throw against the Giants. And in the pass rush, they added Dexter Lawrence to stuff the face of the quarterback. Leonard Williams is an incredible run stopper in the middle. Blake Martinez at middle linebacker getting the job done. We think that their defense could carry them this year. And if they do pick up some nice games this year, it's going to be because of the defense. And then you have, last but not least, not really much to talk about them. And I'm really not going to talk about them very much, the Philadelphia Eagles. They're going to be looking like they're led by Jalen Hurts. 3 starters for Alabama in the NFL this year that started for Alabama in the last 4 years. So that's pretty damn impressive. Maybe that's why they're winning so much. But listen, the Eagles, we don't believe in much. We don't have much on them. And we don't think they're going to do much. We think they're going to finish last in the league. And we'll save our breath on them because we got a lot of other important stuff to do. So very important. The one thing that we are going to do with the Eagles, actually, before I almost forgot, we have a little bet on the Eagles. We have a little bet, and that's going to be that they're going to be the last winless team in the year. We think we're getting value. I mean, some of the other teams have a much better chance, but better odds, like the Lions, but the Eagles are plus 1,000. Their crappy division probably brings those odds up a little bit. If they were in a better division, it would be tougher for them to get a win. But being in a little bit of a crappier division, they have the plus 1,000 odds. Last winless team, Eagles plus 1,000. And then, of course, to win the division, we're going with the Washington Redskins plus 135. Those are the 3 prop bets on here. Over 8.5 wins for the Redskins. Eagles, last winless team plus 1,000. And the Redskins to win the division plus 135. Keep watching. We have the NFC North coming up next. Keep it rolling. Don't change the channel. I love you guys. I'll see you soon.